Because I'm always trying to snuff out all challengers, especially ones that think they're a major challenge, a major threat. I'm gonna suppress that.
Big deal.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jordan Poole, if we could see the final play of the game for them, they call a play. I think Draymond suggested it.
Right.
He said that he suggested it in the huddle, and it worked because Jordan Poole escaped down the left side and got it from DiVincenzo for a little reverse layup that won the game. So Jordan Poole did hit the shot that won the game.
Right.
And then if we could see one more time what happens after the game as he's walking up the tunnel. The videographer is walking with him, so he knows it's going on somebody's tape at that point. They all know that they're on camera up the tunnel. And he mockingly fires his
Steph
mouthpiece.
said that's too soon.
Huh?
Steph said too soon.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, and then they hug it out.
Yeah.
But the point was, I don't think Jordan Poole loved it either. I think there was some seriousness to him mocking the mouthpiece throw, okay? Because it did show him up, and I don't think he loved it because he's earned a little better place on this team than that.
I look at it like this. Steph is like a big brother, and I can remember like I didn't like it, but I understood when my big brother would scold me, especially out in public.
Yeah.
I didn't like it at home or we're doing something, I get that. But I understood why he was doing what he was doing.
Yeah.
And he's basically telling Jordan, look, at that time, that's not the shot. Let's reset. Let's calm down. Let's calm it down. Let's pull it out. I'm not so sure Steph Curry was going to shoot the ball. Now, he was clapping for it, but maybe Steph was going to say, whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
Let's pull this ball back out. Let's come up with a better play. We don't need to be helter-skelter. And so that's the way I look at it, and that's why I always took my brother's chiding me, because I think that's basically what he's doing, is that it's all about making Shannon better. This is all about making Jordan Poole, because one day Steph's not going to be there. And so what I'm trying to teach you is that it's not always when it's helter-skelter, you go jack up a shot. Let's pull this thing out. Let's make sure we get a better shot. And I think moving forward, I think Jordan Poole will be better for what Steph Curry did. Although at the moment, it doesn't seem that way.
It does not seem that way, but I hope for their sake you are correct, because they are now 24-24. Yeah. They're a 500 basketball team, and we're now obviously 48 games into
now, Skip, it makes it even more and more impressive that they once won an entire season and lost 9 games.
Okay.
I know. They lost 9 games for the entire season. They've already lost 24 before the All-Star game. And
it still seems to me from a distance like their chaos swirls around Jordan Poole's role. Like Draymond threatened, now Steph a little threatened, a little resentful of his role, of his new celebrity, because they had their big three for years and years, and it was dynastic.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. But now, Skip, that big three is only a name only. Right now, Jordan Poole is the 3rd best player. Well, Jordan Poole is the best. He might be. He's the 2nd best player. I think he's better than Klay right now.
You could. The numbers would tell you.
But I think that big three. I think Klay, Steph, and Poole now have supplanted Steph, Klay, and Draymond. And that's okay. Draymond still has his role, because what did he give you last night, Skip? He gave you, Draymond gave you, what, 18, 13, and 7. So he still can do those things. That's what he is.
You say 18 or 8?
No, he gave you 8, 13, and 7.
Yeah, right.
So he's still a valuable piece. You're not going to win. You're not going to go very far without Draymond. Because he does all the little things. He's going to play the defense. He's going to be scrappy, the 50-50 loose balls. He's going to come up with those more times than not. Great screens. He understands. Skip, the guy be running. Draymond get a rebound. He knows exactly. He'll drop the ball off in the corner. Guy runs, picks it, boom.
Agreed.
So he understands his role, but it's changing.
Okay.
It's changing. It's ever changing.
All right. So here's the bottom line. If you look at plus minus last night, what does it tell you? Well, by far the best plus minus on the Warriors was Jordan Poole at plus 15. Steph was a minus 3. So all the time Steph was on the floor, they lost by 3. All the time Jordan Poole was on the floor, they won by 15. That would suggest to you that Jordan Poole was having a pretty good game.
Right. Yeah, sometimes I don't understand. Sometimes I don't really understand plus minus skill, because I see a guy going off, and then all of a sudden the guy got like a -5, and dude dropped 43.
Yeah, well, it can be misleading, but I think in this case, I think it was pretty telling.
Yeah, but like I said, I haven't seen Steph really lose it. And if just throwing your mouthpiece is what's losing it, Skip, he's not yelling and screaming at the officials, although, he's like, hey, come on. So
Yeah, he was trying to argue I shouldn't have been ejected because it didn't actually go in the stands and threaten anybody.
I think taking the mouthpiece and throwing it now, I think that's
they just said that the Poole reporter's report from Sean Wright, the crew chief, said, no, you threw your mouthpiece. That's it. You're gone.
That's my guy from the crib, Atlanta, Sean.
Really?
Yeah, we used to work out together.
Is that right?
It is.
Huh. Wow.
We work out together.
Uh-oh. Well, you should get him to do some Laker games.
As a matter of fact, he just did the Lakers game the other night.
Really?
I think they lost. Did they lose before the Spurs? I think he called the Lakers game. They lost on Tuesday night. I think so. And he just went on.
He did the Clippers?
Yes, I think he did. I think he did do the Clippers.
Well, you need to put in a word.
No, I don't need to put in no word.
Get a call here.
No, I don't need to put in no word.
All right.
No. And my guy, Zach Zarba. I don't know if Skip, but he just happened to be at the game, Memphis game. And he was talking.
All right.
I'm sure it is full of interesting names and numbers. Guys, the Warriors, Skip, you mentioned that 500 record. That means they're sitting at 8th in the Western Conference right now.
We're about to catch somebody.
All right, let's head over to the football field when we come back because we've got some big matchups to discuss. Are the Bengals giving the Chiefs too much bulletin board material, guys? No. Plus, how healthy will Patrick Mahomes be for this weekend? That and more coming up next on Undisputed. On the hardwood this morning, Steph Curry. Guys, this one was surprising. He got ejected last night after throwing his mouthpiece. He was frustrated with a three-point attempt from Jordan Poole that went long. Just over a minute left. The Warriors up 2 on the Grizzlies. They hold on to win 122-120 thanks to a Jordan Poole layup that left only a second left on the clock. Poole had some fun with Steph in the tunnel after tossing his mouthpiece against a wall before embracing Steph. They hugged it out. Shannon, scale of 1 to 10. How big of a problem do you actually have with Steph throwing that mouthpiece?
I don't have a problem with him throwing the mouthpiece, but I'm at a 10 for him showing his teammate up, Skip. I understand his frustration because what Steph understands, Skip, they were on a 4-game home losing streak. Now, if they at first, they couldn't win on the road, but they were very, very solid at home. Now the road losing had transferred back to home. And so they're on a 4-game losing streak. Now, he said, Memphis notwithstanding, but I think he views Memphis as somewhat as a team that could cause them some problems if they were to meet in the playoffs again. Yeah. So with that being said, Steph was like, bruh, I don't care how hot you are. If I'm clapping my hands, go and hand your boy that ball. I'm Steph Curry. Yep. I'm the finals MVP. I'm the 2-time MVP. Let me get that. So, Skip, I don't have a problem with it. Now, Steph has been ejected 3 times, and all 3 times was because of why? He threw his mouthpiece. Yep. He threw his mouthpiece in Game 6 of the NBA Finals of 2016, in which they end up losing that series. He threw it at a referee again in Memphis and again last night. So that seems to be his way of channeling his frustrations. He doesn't yell obscenities. He doesn't say anything. He just grabs his mouthpiece and he flings it. And right now, that's an automatic ejection. Whether you throw it in the stands, whether you throw it on the floor, it doesn't matter. Anytime you take the mouth guard out, you throw it, that's automatic ejection. So that's the problem that I have, Skip. Steph Curry has given me no indication that he's anything but an outstanding. We already know what he is as a player. But I don't get the impression that he thinks he's better than or he tries to do something like that. But that's going to be perceived that he showed his teammate up. So that's the problem. I'm at a 10 when it comes to show. But his act, I ain't got no problem with his act. I have no problem with that whatsoever. It's just that, Skip, I try to pride myself. I always went into a game and said, okay, you might not get this today. Something happens. Just make sure you keep your emotions in check. And so because I wanted my teammates, Skip, you didn't think when they dropped the pass, you didn't think I was ball. But I'm sure when I dropped one, I'm sure they was probably saying the same thing up under their breath. Yeah. So they gave me the respect that says, okay, we're not going to show Shannon up because Shannon didn't show us up. So let's keep it going like that. But that's the only problem that I got, Skip. I love his passion. I love the emotion which he plays. But sometimes, people will view that as, damn, Steph, don't show your brother up like that.
Okay, but you don't have a problem throwing the mouth guard, yet you do have a 10, to a scale of 1 to 10, you have a 10 problem with the act.
Skip, you know how I am about just showing up teammates.
But they are intertwined, they're part and they're parcel. He threw it because he was mad at his teammate. Yeah. He didn't throw it because they suddenly trailed or they were playing bad basketball or he had missed a shot.
I think because he's like, at this juncture of the game, where we are, Skip, he's very mindful. We're on a 4-game home losing streak. They had blown several games, had double-digit leads late in the second half, and they end up blowing said leads. Yeah. So he's like, okay, I believe we can get a better shot. Or I believe if I shoot this ball, I got a better chance to make it than you do. That's just the way, look, Skip, and I guess I'm trying to separate the two, or I guess maybe I'm looking at them and they're not mutually exclusive. I could be disappointed, not disappointed with the act, but disappointed what it led to or how it's perceived.
Okay. My biggest takeaway from what happened near the end of this game last night is that Steph Curry has now eclipsed LeBron James as the most overprotected superstar in sports. Steph Curry is rivaling LeBron to become the face of the league, and it's close right now because I still would side slightly to LeBron, but Steph is rivaling him because he broke through and finally won an NBA Finals on his own with no KD help, right?
Mm-hmm.
He is in every other commercial on television, and he earned them.
Yeah.
And I'm good with that, and he's great in the commercials, and he is the baby-faced assassin, and I'm sure deep down he's really a good guy, and most people find him to be the most beloved player in the league, even eclipsing LeBron in the beloved category.
Okay, I'll give you that.
This is a bad look for him. I've said this from the start, and I don't pull any punches when it comes to any of these guys. All along, I've had issues with all of his showboating and hot dogging and all of his celebrations, and I just put you to sleep and all that. And again, he revolutionized the game with the three-point shot. We never seen anything like it before. He is clearly, obviously, the greatest shooter ever.
Yes.
But part of his package is all the grandstanding, all the showboating, all the hot dogging, all the antics, and you can say it's just part of who he is and his performance act. It's all part of his entertainment act.
Right.
But this one crossed a big line to me because this crossed the Aaron Rodgers line.